first decision will be what's called the classic buy or make dilemma, which is, should I do this in-house or hire someone else, a third party, to deliver these specific outputs? This is a classical management dilemma, as we know, with cons and pros in each case. The pros of making yourself what you need are quite obvious. You can tailor the final product or the service to your needs. So you get a very flexible approach. The cons is that that may drain resources, drain attention, and eventually, maybe there's a risk that you won't get what you need, in fact. The alternative, of course, is just buying the service, going to the market to hire these specifically needs. Again, the pros are clear. You will have the solution at a less expensive cost, and you'll get it without having to wait for the solution. I mean, in terms of time to market, that will be the best solution. The cons, however, are clear. You always be tied to a supplier, and you won't have the internal capability to be autonomous. So whether you go for one option or the other one may differ in terms of what's your needs as a company, or what's exactly the technical requirements of the product. This morning we just saw that, for instance, doing an e-book version of a comic may be more complex than just a novel. So your approach will be different. The idea is that when this is critical for you, you should learn how to do it in your house, in your company, and not so you don't need someone else to provide the service. And if it's commodity, just buy it. That's the idea behind this approach. In terms of e-book and audiobook, however, you may have different approaches as well. E-books, despite what it's in this slide with such a plethora of technical names, can be quite easy to handle. On the opposite way, audiobooks that may need resources because they are expensive, specific knowledge, specific technical requirements. So you may have a different approach as a publisher to each one of these formats. So at the end, the final decision, I mean, there is no solution for everything. The final decision may depend on what kind of e-books you need to deliver to the market and what kind of audiobooks you need to deliver to the market. In some cases, you'll handle the e-book production in company and just hire third parties for the audiobook production. And in other cases, that will be exactly the opposite way. And you can find examples of each of these approaches in the market among small and mid-sized publishers, and they are probably all right. So that was in a nutshell, as we said. The idea is that, of course, we are publishers because we love books, and usually that means print books to be bought in classical bookstores. But one thing is what we like to do, and other thing is what audiences, and I'm not talking about buyers or readers, but audiences, that goes beyond the format and the way to acquire content, wants our content to be delivered. So we need to be in delivering each format demanded by the market, in each platform, under each model, always in a sustainable way, meaning that authors are being paid in a fair way, and without compromising with any platform. So we won't be prisoners of dynamic in the future and having our hands tied. And as well, and that goes a little bit beyond maybe the scope of this keynote, without giving up our marketing as well. Because otherwise, we end, as we said, dealing with platforms owning more than what is reasonable in terms of sustainability of the market. And that's it. Apologies for the problem with the slides, and that's all.